Welcome to Popternative, where we dive into topical discussions from the worlds of pop culture, social media, and sports. Here is your host, Peter Remoliotis, aka PD Beats.
PD Beats here from Popternative, speaking to Jordan Nolan about Shoresy, which is premiering on Hulu May 27th. Welcome to the show, man. It's good to see you.
Yeah, thank you. It's nice to be here.
This is pretty crazy. I mean, we're talking about a Letterkenny spinoff, but we're talking about a hockey show. You were a professional hockey player. It's pretty fitting, that you enjoyed this project.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. I think, when I finished playing a year ago, as a player, you're not really sure what kind of way your career is going to go or how life's going to take you. But yeah, I think it's pretty fitting and everything kind of fall into place. So it's I was pretty blessed to be part of this.
And I asked your brothers and John at the press day as well. I mean, did this completely come by surprise because the landscape, you know how it is, right? Like, you can't play hockey your whole life. There is always this pop culture kind of tie to hockey with podcasting and everything. Did it come to mind a little bit that maybe something like this would happen, or is this completely kind of out of left field?
No, not at all. During my time in LA, I made a couple of friends in the industry, and I had a friend who's on Yellowstone in 1883 who I came pretty close with. So he's talked about doing things like this and maybe trying out some acting or stunts or whatever it may be. So I've always had interest in that, especially playing in that for the LA Kings and being around that atmosphere. So seeing movies 4 nights a week. Before every game, I'd go see a movie, get some popcorn. Sometimes I'd miss my a pregame meal and just go see a movie. So, but now I've always loved film and television. So just the fact that it kind of came together for me is pretty remarkable.
Some of the best scenes in the show are the locker room scenes. Can you tell us about what was like filming those, and were there some situations where you find yourself laughing a lot during takes? Because it's a lot of craziness in those locker room scenes.
Yeah, I think when we first got together, like I said, we gelled pretty quick as a group. Everyone played hockey a little bit, and everyone kind of knew of each other. So we gelled pretty quick, and we had guys being the DJ, guys being the storytellers, guys being quiet guys. And I think once we got in the set, everyone came pretty prepared and just kind of stuck to the line. So as soon as Jared was throw something else out there in a different take, I think some of us were dying. But yeah, he would throw something out there because he was so comfortable with the script and knew which way he wanted to go. Where for us, if one thing changed a little bit, we were thrown off. So to watch someone work like that was pretty special.
The gyms, are three players with very few words. They don't say much. They're there to do their job and everything. Out of all three gyms, yours is the more, I would say, kind of upbeat and polite out of the three. Did that kind of just happen? Or were you talking with Jacob and Jared about that a little bit?
I think that just kind of happened, really. Yeah. I think it was written before. Obviously, he's changed a few things as the filming started. But I would say if you get all three gyms together, we're pretty similar to who we are. I mean, we're not saying one-word answers when we're talking, but but John is the more serious one and kind of the tougher one. My brother speaks a little bit more, and I'm probably the more sensitive and laid back one. So I think it was pretty fitting for sure the way that our characters kind of unfolded. But we were spending every day together, the three of us, and it pretty much connected really quick. We never met John before, so just to have another a First Nation player there hanging out and going through the same experience as us for the first time kind of brought us all together.
You started an organization with your brother and your father, Three Nolans. Can you talk a little bit about that a little bit and kind of some of the goals and the mandates with that one a little bit?
Yeah, we started that, I think, in 2013. At the time, I was playing with the LA Kings, and we just won a Stanley Cup. And my father has always done hockey schools and golf tournaments and fundraisers for Native women. And our goal was to kind of promote kind of a healthy lifestyles for indigenous youth and them to kind of to dream, but not only dream, but to be good leaders for our communities in the future. And I think we each have a little bit of a different story. My dad was obviously from the reserve and grew up on some tough times and not a lot of money and a big family and just kind of grinding his way to the NHL. And my brother went through serious concussions and had to go back to school to pursue his education. and myself, I was pretty lucky. I got to play NHL for a number of years, and my path was a lot different than theirs. So I think the fact that we all kind of go to these communities and tell our stories, I think that every kid can kind of relate to someone differently.
Yeah.
And really just want to promote hard work and believe in yourself, and just knowing that it's fun to dream and have aspirations, but it does take hard work and a lot of time into it.
And people could check out, there's a website, there's also an Instagram account as well that they could keep up to date with everything for the Three Nolans, right?
Yeah.
Which is good there.
Yeah, so it's busy. We're getting busy for sure.
Oh, absolutely. You're a professional hockey player. You played in the National Hockey League. You are a Stanley Cup champion. Winning the Stanley Cup is the dream, basically. And a lot of people say there's nothing like winning the Stanley Cup. Do you agree with that statement, Jordan?
Yeah, I think so for sure. I think I was pretty spoiled because I got called up in February and we won the Stanley Cup in June. You know, it's really, my goal wasn't to win a Stanley Cup or to be the best player.
It was to play in the National Hockey League.
Now,
right?
yeah, that was my goal, was just to play in the NHL and have fun doing it. So the fact that it all kind of came together as a 22-year-old and was pretty remarkable. And the fact I got to share it with my community and my family was great. So we had a good team for a few number of years there with the LA Kings, won 2 Stanley Cups. And I won it again also with the St. Louis Blues in 2019. Yep. So I did receive a Stanley Cup ring. And that was a different experience. And I was an older guy in that team. I've been there before. So really that time I just kind of sat back and watched everyone enjoy it, you know, watching the different personalities, guys who've played their whole career, 10, 15 years to win a Stanley Cup, and young guys just like myself kind of take it all in. So yeah, every cup definitely has a different story and a different feeling emotionally for me.
Have you had any conversation? So has your family had a chance to see Shoresy yet, or some of your scenes a little bit? Like, what is your dad saying about this?
Yeah. My parents watched it. They watched 3 and 4 last night. They're watching it live as it comes out. Yeah. But yeah, it's pretty raunchy for them, I think. My parents don't usually. They're still watching American Idol and Shark Tank every night, so yeah, something that they don't usually watch. But I think they're proud of us for trying something new, and yeah, it's not too often you get to come across opportunities like this and be part of a show that hopefully creates a lot of buzz and something that we can continue on for a number of years. It's interesting because there are hockey shows here, there are hockey movies here and there. I mean, this one has a lot of former pro hockey players in it. So from me, from my perspective, playing hockey my whole life, watching and everything, the hockey scenes are pretty amazing. Like there's some good shots and everything. What was it like kind of shooting those scenes specifically, actually like playing and shooting the puck and hitting and everything, those specific scenes of Shoresy? I think the cool part for us was the fact that Jared and the stunt coordinators kind of trusted us and trusted our knowledge of the game and the fight scenes. And they kind of leaned on us a lot for, what do you think about this? Or what do you think about that? And that kind of made it a good collaboration for everyone. And I think Jared really leaned on the player to kind of make it as true as possible. Yeah. So when we're doing the fights, we had a big hand in kind of orchestrating those and the goals. He kind of talks a little bit about what we thought. But, you're like a consultant all of a sudden. Little bit, yeah. Maybe if you do season 2, we'll get a consultant title. But, credit, absolutely. But yeah, the scenes were short though. I mean, you do your kind of your slow rehearsal, your slow walkthrough, and then it's go time. And for us, being real hockey players, and some of us are real fighters too when we played, so yeah, it's kind of hard to dial it back a little bit and to not want to hit someone. But they were a lot of fun to do for sure. Absolutely. Well, it's available now. Yeah, like you said, it had some reps on Crave in Canada, but May 27th on Hulu, it will be available in the States. Jordan, thank you so much for coming on Pop Turn Up, chatting about Shoresy. It was great chatting with you, man. All right, perfect. That was awesome. Thank you. Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube. Be sure to like Popternative on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.